Coming up, a controversial homeless housing project gets the green light from city commissioners, but those against it say the fight is not over yet. Plus, a massive campaign to feed hungry children during the summer gets underway. How many kids this program hopes to feed? Sunny weather here on the Suncoast, but up north, winter refuses to loosen its grip. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Topping our news today at noon, opponents are planning to appeal the Sarasota City Commission's decision to approve a controversial homeless housing project. The commission voting 3-2 last night to move forward with the Arbor Village project without holding a public hearing. Arbor Village will be an affordable housing center on Fruitville Road, just east of Tuttle Avenue. The plan includes rooms for the mentally ill and those with substance abuse issues. The City Planning Board approved the plan 2 weeks ago, but people who live near that proposed site say it could pose safety issues and traffic concerns.
We just don't think it's compatible, and we were not informed that this project was going to be part of our community.
When I found out the neighbors weren't involved, they didn't tell people before, I didn't think it was, right.
They already have a planning approval. They're second guessing the planning board for political reasons. The bottom line is that this is the only project on the table, and if we don't give these 80 people a place to live, they're going to be living on our streets.
Developers hope to break ground on Arbor Village by June and then for it to open about a year later. A group of gun control activists planning its next move after going in front of the Sarasota City Commission to push for reform last night. Members from the Brady Campaign to Prevent Gun Violence and other groups were on hand, urging commissioners to do what they can to make a difference on the gun control issue. The main push is for a ban on assault weapons and semi-automatic weapons, including background checks. A proposed resolution in the city of Sarasota failed back in 2016 following the Pulse nightclub shooting because of state preemption laws.
I think that we need to see, and that the kids, the children need to see, that their city commissioners have their backs.
We want to push for a way to keep our community safe, and especially our students, because students are the future, so we want to protect them.
In the state of Florida, individual municipalities can't make the rules up, because if they did, people would pick and choose their jurisdictions. The reality is that the individual commissioners would be financially on the hook if they passed an ordinance that was illegal.
In the end, commissioners could do nothing because state law forbids local governments from creating their own gun control ordinances. Off-duty law enforcement officers are now in place at all Sarasota County elementary schools, along with the existing school resource officers at middle and high schools in the district. Deputies will now be in the parking lot while students or parents drop off and pick up their children in the morning and afternoon. And they'll also stay in high visibility areas on campus throughout the school day.
It's definitely a comfort for parents to know that when they send their child to school that there's a police officer there that can respond quickly and immediately if there's an emergency.
The deputies in place at elementary schools aren't just temporary. Sarasota County Sheriff Tom Knight is hoping to find a more permanent team for next year and is now hiring school resource deputy for each of the elementary schools in the county. All-Face Food Bank is working to keep Suncoast families fed during the upcoming summer months. The organization hosting its campaign against summer hunger kickoff event this morning at Michael's on East. The kickoff launches a 45-day dollar-for-dollar match challenge of raising more than $1 million to fund food programs.
We've learned over our past 4 years that there are still families in especially high-risk neighborhoods or low-income neighborhoods that aren't aware of the availability of the food. So this year, whole new program, we've hired 3 outreach workers to literally go door to door in the low-income neighborhoods, most vulnerable neighborhoods, to tell these families about the availability of food very near where they live.
Again, the All-Face Food Bank hopes to feed 40,000 school-aged children and their younger siblings who are at risk of going hungry this summer. A new state law will make public access to private beaches a little more difficult, including at some spots here on the Suncoast. The law backs people who have beachfront property while helping to define where their property line ends. While some homeowners, including those who live near Manasota Key, are glad to have the new law, others don't think it's really necessary. That new law will go into effect on July 1st. And let's check our beach weather today with meteorologist John Scalzi. Joins us with First Alert weather, and from what I can tell, it looks pretty nice outside. Wish I was at the beach.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful blue skies we got up this morning. The dawn was just absolutely gorgeous out there.
Yeah.
And the afternoon looks pretty good too. I think like yesterday, most of the clouds and whatever rain we get will be mostly in inland areas. So the coast remains quiet and clear. And let me tell you, after we get through tomorrow, I think the Thursday, Friday, probably Saturday as well, are going to be absolutely spectacular days with even lower relative humidity. I mean, we have some humidity. It's kind of creeping up there just a little bit. And we've got some fair weather clouds that are kind of moving on in from the Lakewood Ranch webcam. This is from yesterday. You can see where the showers built yesterday afternoon. And that's pretty much where they're going to build this afternoon as well. We don't have a lot on the maps right now, but that will change. We're starting to see a few of the clouds beginning to build across the region. And that's an indication that there's enough moisture aloft to support a few showers around. But unlike yesterday, I think the atmosphere is a little more stable today. So the clouds that build, only a few of them will actually end up producing some rain showers in inland areas. Temperatures 77 degrees in Sarasota, 80 degrees in Bradenton, 80 in Lakewood Ranch. As we head into the afternoon, I think we'll probably top it out at about 82 officially at the airport for a daytime high temperature. Then as we head into the evening, we'll be back into the 70s. All in all, we're looking at an absolutely perfect afternoon. Scott?
All right, John, thank you so much. Not so much in other parts of the country. April showers are supposed to bring May flowers, but what happens when it snows? Some parts of the country are still getting pounded with the white stuff. John Lawrence has more.
Tony Phil's shadow was longer than he thought. The furry meteorologist lowballed it when he called for 6 additional weeks of winter. It's April, and snow is still falling in parts of the country, like Wisconsin and Minnesota.
I had to get my boots from downstairs, actually. I thought I was done with the whole boot thing.
Monday was the 8th most snowy April day in New York City's history, as nearly 5 inches fell in Central Park in the morning. The Big Apple usually gets about ½ an inch for the entire month. The snow blanketed Yankee Stadium, forcing the team to postpone its home opener of the season. Some are fed up with winter.
This time of year, we're pretty much sick of it. A lot of people are looking forward to fishing, and it's only 6 weeks away.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the nation, a different complaint. California officials say they didn't get enough snow this winter.
It's not nearly where we would like to be.
California's Department of Water Resources says its snowpack survey is 52% of normal, and state residents are reminded to not waste water.
All Californians need to be conserving.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Happening now, we're still 2 months away from hurricane season, but Manatee County emergency officials and first responders are preparing for a different kind of weather emergency. Right now, a tornado drill is happening and will run until 4 o'clock this afternoon. A convoy of emergency vehicles will travel to DeWitt Fire Rescue. The field drill will be conducted at the DeWitt Fire Department. Governor Scott signing a bill aimed at reducing the number of pythons and other invasive species causing damage across the state. The bill sets up a pilot program targeting pythons and other species such as tegu lizards and lionfish. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission will be able to enter contracts with people to capture or destroy the species on public lands and in state waters. The major goal of this program is to stop these invasive animals from expanding their current territory.
We are concerned about the potential impacts it may have on our native wildlife. Some of these species may also impact the habitat that they're in, or other animals that compete with the habitat that they're in.
Experts say people looking for a pet should do their research before buying any exotic animal. Under current Florida law, Burmese pythons are illegal to purchase in Florida, but you can still buy tegu lizards at exotic pet stores. Happening tonight, you can meet this year's Bradenton Marauders at Lecom Park. The Pirates' single-A minor league baseball team will play this spring through the summer in Bradenton. Tonight's Meet the Marauders event will feature live music and games, as well as the official announcement of the 2018 Marauders roster. Gates will open at 5:30, and the event is scheduled to run until 8 p.m. And the city of Philadelphia is celebrating again. First the Eagles, now the Villanova Wildcats, winning another national title last night. Villanova beating Michigan 79-62 in last night's NCAA championship game in San Antonio. This is the team's second national championship in the past 3 years, and they did it convincingly. Still to come in your Suncoast News, what more medication at a young age could mean to the risk of your kids having allergies later in life. And the boy saved from a sewer in Los Angeles is speaking out, what he's saying about that 12-hour ordeal.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's at FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been arrested in the state of Florida, the state attorney's office is already working on your prosecution. It's time to work on your defense. So give us a call. We've got your back.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Beautiful viewer pictures that came in. This is Lido Beach, Adara. Thank you for sending that in. Gorgeous shot. Cindy Desmond from Sarasota Bay sent in this shot of a nice, beautiful, sunny afternoon. And another beautiful sunset shot sent in by Susan Humphrey from Terracea Bay. Again, thank you so much for those. Beautiful, beautiful couple of days that we've had here on the Sun Coast. And I got to tell you what, I think perhaps we'll see even better weather as we head into day after tomorrow through into the weekend. 77 degree, our current air temperature, dew point is kind of high, up at 67. I mean, it's not uncomfortably so, but it's certainly to the point where you start to maybe notice the humidity a little bit, or whether I should say you rather notice that the humidity is not refreshingly crisp anymore. When you get dew points that cross that 70 degree mark and start going into the 70s, I think most people agree that it feels kind of humid out there. South-southwest wind coming in at about 10 will probably help boost that dew point value just a little bit more this afternoon. 79 degrees Lakewood Ranch, 80 Parrish, Bradenton, 77 Sarasota, 78 in Venice, 77 Inglewood. Northport comes in at 80, so does Myakka, 79 degrees in Wauchula, and Arcadia coming in at 80 degrees as well. So by 3 p.m. we get up officially at the airport to about 82. I think inland temperatures will have hit the mid-80s by that point. We'll see a few showers beginning to develop by that time, and those showers will tend to move, generally speaking, in a kind of northeasterly direction away from the coastline. I think we'll have more of them around as we head into 4 or 5 o'clock, and then by 7 we'll start to see them dissipate. As the heating of the day goes away, we'll be at 77 degrees by 7, and then as we head into the evening hours, a mix of sun and fair weather clouds, and then as the sun goes down, temperatures falling into the 60s, and overnight we wake up in the morning with a temperature probably about in the mid-60s. The Titan radar not showing a drop of rainfall across the entire state currently, but I think that'll change. I think just like yesterday, we will see showers build in inland areas east of the interstate, only I think there'll be fewer of them today because the atmosphere is just a little bit more stable. We've got some heating aloft that's helped create kind of a little bit more stable atmosphere where the updrafts aren't encouraged to bloom, and we don't see showers develop quite as easily. You'll notice that in the kind of flat nature of the clouds that we have out there, at least a little flatter. They aren't towering like they used to be. Were yesterday. Low pressure area develops in the Ohio Valley, moving off to the north and to the east. That area will be a favored location for the development of stronger storms along the cold front sinking southward. Now the thing is, when it hits Florida, that cold front is going to kind of fall apart just a little bit. So the line of showers which move into Florida rather intact kind of fall apart as they sink a little bit further to the south. So once again, we have only minimal chances of showers with this frontal passage tomorrow. Mostly sunny today, a few inland showers, and then tomorrow the front moves through and brings us some lower humidity, which will be, I think, kind of nice. South wind coming in at about 10, lightening up a little bit during the overnight, southwest to south at about 5 to 10. 82 today, tomorrow about 80 on Thursday as well. But by Thursday, that drier air will have moved in. So we'll have a couple of very sunny days and very low humidity days with temperatures hovering around the 80 mark before we get to the weekend, when another front will move through, bringing us another little chance of rain. Scott?
All right, John, thanks so much. In HealthSmart, nearly 1 in 100 babies born each year have some kind of heart condition. And a new study now shows that their mothers may have to take extra care of themselves. ABC's Janae Norman has more.
Hard enough that babies are born with heart problems, but a new study of more than 1 million women shows that those moms are more likely to end up hospitalized themselves for heart disease at some point. They were twice as likely to have a heart attack as mothers of the same age. What is the connection? Scientists aren't sure. If her baby's problem is genetic, perhaps the same genes make mother's heart prone to problems as well. Another theory, moms of sick children experience years of added stress, along with less time to care for their own health, both of which makes them more likely to get heart disease. So what to do? There's no extra screening or medication necessary. The best thing is to recognize this risk and eat right, exercise, and stop smoking. If you do see signs that something isn't right, see your doctor so that you can get back on track to being a great mother. With this Medical Minute, I'm Janae Norman, ABC News.
Another new study suggests the medications children take now can increase their chances of getting allergies later in life. The journal JAMA Pediatrics reports babies who take acid-suppressive meds and antibiotics are more likely to develop allergic diseases later in life. They found babies under 6 months who took antacids and antibiotics had an increased risk of allergies, asthma, and hives. Dosage also plays a role in all of this. Researchers say babies who took certain medications for more than 60 days had a 52% greater risk of being diagnosed with a food allergy. Researchers are urging doctors to be mindful of over-prescribing. Time now to head over to the kitchen and say hello with Caroline Wright from Libby's Cafe and Bar on Osprey Avenue in Sarasota. Caroline, thanks so much for being with us today. What's on your menu?
Well, today we're going to do a smothered and covered French dip with Parmesan truffle fries.
Oh, that sounds delicious. We'll see you in a little bit. Thanks,
All right,
Caroline.
Thank you.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long con.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Fun for the whole family, the 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County, fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
The La Musica International Chamber Music Festival, the annual celebration of a distinctive cultural gem in Sarasota, with renowned musicians from around the world. April 9th through April 18th at the Sarasota Opera House. Visit lamusicafestival.org, click on Festival, open tickets, and get your seats now.
Accolades are great. Just wait until you see our prices. Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Caught on camera, the dramatic rescue of a 13-year-old boy who fell 25 feet down a drain pipe, surviving more than 12 hours as emergency responders raced against the clock to find him. ABC's Whit Johnson has more from Los Angeles as the boy is now talking about that experience.
This morning, 13-year-old Jesse Hernandez speaking out for the first time about his miraculous rescue.
I was thinking like I'm gonna die.
Haunting new video showing Jesse's harrowing 13-hour path through the LA sewer system. He fought desperately for anything to grab onto, rescuers say, leaving hand streaks along the left wall of the pipe.
The video shows there's like handprints on the wall. Did you do that on purpose so people would know where you were?
Yeah.
It's a miracle that he survived, and it's was just overwhelming joy.
Jesse's terrifying journey began Sunday afternoon at a family Easter celebration in Griffith Park. Jesse and his friends wandering off to play at this decommissioned maintenance vent where he fell through a wood plank. The boy plummeting 25 feet through this hole into the rushing raw sewage below.
I was playing and I didn't see that it was a little piece of wood, and I stepped on it and I just fell down, and the current took me.
In a race against time, rescuers using specialized floating cameras to map out the maze of 4-foot-wide underground pipes. Finally, a clue. Those handprints leading sanitation workers to a hatch 3,500 feet from where Jesse fell in.
When I heard noises, I was screaming and whistling loud.
The two workers loosened that maintenance hole, and the first thing they hear is help.
They could hear the boy asking for help.
Help. And right away, they lowered the hose and said, hold on. He held on, and they reeled him up.
Once safe above ground, Jesse asking for a cell phone to call his family. He was decontaminated on the scene and taken to a local hospital.
I'm thankful for coming back with my family.
Very lucky boy there to be saved. Time now to get back to the kitchen now. John is there today with Chef Caroline Wright from Libby's Cafe and Bar in Sarasota.
That is an amazing story. Yes. I wish we could send that boy one of these sandwiches.
I know, me too.
Don't you?
Me too.
Fantastic
Absolutely.
story. So tell us all about what you're cooking today, Kelly.
Okay, so today we're doing smothered and covered French dip, and we're using our prime rib that we cook at Libby's. It's fantastic.
Nice. Okay.
So we do
Is this on the menu now?
It is on Fridays and Saturdays.
Oh, okay.
Prime
so
rib.
it's a little special item there.
Every Friday and Saturday we do prime rib. So we take about 6 ounces of the nice thinly sliced prime rib, and we put it in our hot au jus that we make from the drippings from the prime rib.
Oh, so you make it in store. This is not out of a can.
Yeah, not out of a can.
Nice.
So you just want to heat that up a little bit. Now, if you don't like it, so rare or anything, you cook it a little more. This is definitely good for leftovers after Easter. If you cook prime rib after Easter, you can definitely do something with that. So I like it rare, so I just warm it up just a little bit, and then I stuff it in my little bread loaves here.
Scott's over there staring. I'm just telling you that right now.
Well, first I brush the bread loaves with a little of our garlic herb oil.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, so then I toasted it for about a minute or two. So I take some of this nice juicy prime rib, and I just stuff it right in there.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, get a little more in there.
And that's such beautiful bread, too. It just soaks all that
great.
juice up.
So we use at Libby's White American. It's nice and creamy, spreads well, easy eating. So I put 2 slices on there, and it's really simple. So that's about it.
Okay.
I just put it right on a cookie sheet or a sheet tray and throw it in the oven, 400 degrees, maybe 4 or 5 minutes.
And then
voila,
you're done. Through the magic of television.
That's it. And then here we go.
Oh, and you've got some of the fries there,
I got some fries.
Oh, these are the truffle fries?
Yes, they are.
Oh, they are so good.
So this is your finished product here.
Mm.
I'm just going to pick it up right here.
Look how beautiful.
on there. And then we top it with our homemade tempura onion ring.
Nothing wrong with that.
Boom. So with the truffle fries, we do nice hot fries, nice bowl. Okay, put this up to the side. We take some truffle oil. A little truffle oil, squirt it on there. And then we have a mixture of Asiago, Parmesan, fresh herbs. Just toss that right in there. And then you just give it a little toss.
Wow.
And there's Libby's Parmesan truffle fries.
That sounds awfully
got,
good to me.
Yeah.
I'm glad I came hungry to this show.
Yeah.
That's all I can tell
I got
you.
plenty here for everyone.
Thank you. That's absolutely fantastic. Libby's open 7 days a week.
7 days a week. We just had a huge Easter extravaganza buffet. It was amazing. So,
oh, I bet.
Yep.
I bet. You've got a summer menu coming up.
We do, and we do a great Mother's Day buffet as well. So
that's right around the corner.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Well,
Yeah.
the recipe for this one is on our website, mysuncoast.com. Go in there and check on the recipe. Carolyn's video instructions will be there, as well as all the information. Or you can
just come
in and order it up.
Come
but
and see
that's
me.
only on Fridays and Saturdays. That you
No,
say?
well, the prime rib is Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
This French dip is on our lunch menu 7 days a week.
Oh, okay.
Anytime
All
you
right,
want,
good.
you can get that.
Well,
So,
good to know.
all right.
Thanks so much for coming in today,
thank you very
Carol.
much.
Appreciate it. We'll be right back.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317. Go online or visit a Target store today.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right? Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy. I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Designers do it with style.
Tell me what's going on here, because
Why, you don't like my hair? The Mark and Mandy Show. In-depth design ideas.
What is up with the tuck tape here? Let's cover it up.
Amazing beauty and fashion tips.
So Halle Berry has amazing skin. Her secret is coffee grounds. No.
Delicious recipes.
Today, I'm gonna show you a special dish that is sure to please that special someone in your life.
Watch the Mark and Mandy Show right here on your favorite channel.
Coming up, President Trump pushing hard on his immigration agenda once again. Thieves steal up to $100,000 worth of jewelry and rare coins from a Sarasota store. And no school in 2 states as teachers continue to protest for more pay and support.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story at 12:30. President Trump is behind a new push to crack down on illegal immigration. This comes amid signs some of his conservative base wants to see more done on the issue. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with more.
President Trump on Twitter took aim at Democrats, declaring DACA is dead.
I can tell you this, and I say this to DACA recipients, that the Republicans are with you.
But it was the president who ended the protections for Dreamers and then later rejected a deal from Democrats in exchange for billions to build his border wall.
Now, they had this great opportunity. The Democrats have really let them down. It's a shame. And now people are taking advantage of DACA, and that's a shame.
Now, the president is pushing for legislation to crack down on illegal immigration and wanting to make it more difficult to obtain refuge in the United States. The sharp shift in tone coming on the heels of this Fox and Friends segment about a caravan of migrants on their way to the U.S. through Mexico planning to seek asylum.
A lot of people are coming in because they want to take advantage of DACA.
But the only people eligible for protections under DACA are those who came to the U.S. as children before June 2007. The group organizing the caravan of migrants said in a press release it will continue to stand with displaced people despite the president's, quote, bullying. And overnight, word the Justice Department is imposing new quotas on immigration judges. They'll be required to clear at least 700 cases a year if they want to receive a satisfactory performance rating. The move is aimed at speeding up deportation decisions. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
New developments today in the Russia investigation. Dutch national Alex van der Zwaan has been sentenced to 30 days in jail and a $20,000 fine after previously pleading guilty to lying to federal agents. Van der Zwaan entered his guilty plea in February for lying about his work in Ukraine with Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort and Deputy Rick Gates. He has no known ties, though, to the Trump campaign. But in sentencing discussions filed with the court, special counsel Robert Mueller alleged that Van der Zwaan and Gates held discussions with a business associate who was a former Russian intelligence officer during the final months of the 2016 campaign. Now to a developing story in Manatee County where sheriff's detectives are investigating an unusual murder case. An autopsy is being performed on the body of a 50-year-old victim whose body was found on fire in a wooded area along 18th Street East. Investigators identifying the victim as Veronica Polite. A cousin of Polite says she was blind and wandered off from her apartment 2 nights ago before getting into a car. Police say they could be just one tip away from getting a lead in the right direction.
If anyone happened to be in that area, you know, in between maybe 11 last night and 1:30 this morning, and noticed anything unusual, maybe a car driving slowly, looking for somewhere, maybe to go and do this sort of thing, you know, please contact us. That's what we're looking for.
Investigators say Polite had numerous run-ins with the law, including being a victim on many occasions herself. If you have any information on the case, call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office. An officer-involved shooting is under investigation in Sarasota. Police say a homeless man pulled a gun on police during a patrol and was shot by an officer. Police say 35-year-old Thomas Gick is in stable condition and expected to survive after being shot in both legs by Sarasota police officer Adam Arena. Gick was on 12th Street near Ed Smith Stadium when police spotted him riding a bike without lights and tried to stop him. Gick allegedly pulled a gun from his waistband. That's when Officer Arena shot him multiple times in the legs. Detectives say that gun that Gick pulled was actually a pellet gun.
On aggravated assault on a law enforcement officer at this point, so he will be in custody once he's cleared from the hospital. But we will review all of the information in those burglaries to see if this individual matches any of those crimes.
Police say Officer Arena and another officer rendered life-saving first aid on Gick after he was shot. Arena has been placed on routine administrative leave pending an investigation. An update now. A jury has finally been seated in the John Allen Lee murder case in Sarasota County. This is the third time that Lee has been on trial for a 2011 double murder in Venice. The previous trials were either overturned or ruled a mistrial. No word yet on when the trial could end. If convicted, Lee faces the death penalty or life in prison without parole. An Arcadia woman dies in a Monday night crash in eastern Sarasota County. The accident happened on State Road 72, about a mile east of Turpentine Still Road. Troopers say 45-year-old Trace Harmon was heading east on 72 when she suddenly veered off the road and crashed into a culvert pipe. Troopers say her Lexus SUV flipped several times and landed upside down in an open field. Harmon was pronounced dead at the scene. New at noon, Sarasota police need your help identifying 2 burglary suspects who stole between $50,000 and $100,000 worth of jewelry and coins. It happened last Thursday at a State Coin and Jewelry Galleria on Main Street in Sarasota. Police are looking for these suspects who can be seen coming into the store in hooded sweatshirts before smashing the glass of the jewelry cabinets with a crowbar and stealing display items. Employees at a neighboring store told detectives that earlier in the day, a couple came into the store asking questions that seemed out of the ordinary. If you have any information on this case, call Sarasota County Crime Stoppers. That number is 366-TIPS.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. And a liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket and the Dragon space.
Liftoff for SpaceX, the company launching its Dragon cargo ship yesterday from Cape Canaveral. The Dragon, a refurbished spacecraft carrying nearly 3 tons of food, gear, and other supplies for astronauts aboard the International Space Station. This is the Dragon's second flight to the lab, and it's expected to arrive at the space station sometime tomorrow. No one gets up there and does its job.
Reusable rocket.
Yeah. Saving a lot of money by doing that, I'm sure.
Yeah, I guess about 100 times cheaper, they say. Have you read anything about how many times they think they can reuse those rockets?
No.
I haven't either.
No.
I've just seen estimates between 10 and 100 times, but you know, it's kind of, who knows exactly. I mean, they reuse the shuttles 30 times
That's
or
true.
so.
Yeah.
We'll see. Great idea, though. We have across our region some pretty quiet conditions. We do have a few fair weather clouds beginning to kind of blanket the area, but not a lot in the way of any kind of rainfall. Nice blue skies to start off the day, but the time lapse does show a few of those clouds trying to work their way in. I think along the coastline, we're going to see a lot fewer clouds than we're seeing inland. Take a look at how we just clouded up there in the last couple of hours on our satellite view. Although none of the clouds producing rainfall currently, I think that will probably change as we head into the next couple of hours. Temperatures across the region generally around the 80-degree mark, and as we head into the afternoon, we'll top it off at around 82 degrees. Over the course of the afternoon, we'll probably see those showers start to build at around a couple hours from now, and then become more numerous as we head into drive time this evening, about 5 o'clock or so. Then dissipate as we head into the 7 o'clock hour, when temperature will touch 77 degrees at the airport, and then taper off thereafter into the 70s and eventually into the mid-60s overnight. Scott?
John, thank you. Now to that teacher walkout, which has shut down schools in 2 states so far. Tens of thousands of teachers in both Oklahoma and Kentucky are striking for better pay and better funding for their classes, and other states could soon follow. ABC's Clayton Sandell is in Oklahoma City, where they're entering day 2 of the walkout.
In Oklahoma and Kentucky, thousands of teachers taking to the streets, marching on their state capitals. Oklahoma educators striking for better pay and more money to fix broken schools.
I teach in a classroom where, the carpet's 40 years old, hallways that are cracking, and we don't have the money to come in and fix that. The safety of our children are at risk.
Senior Megan Zerbest uses textbooks that are older than she is.
I'm going to college next year, and I barely made it with the education I had.
Teachers in this deep red state with some of the worst pay in the country are riding a growing wave of anger over cuts to public education, a wave that started last month in West Virginia, spreading to Arizona and Kentucky, where teachers are protesting changes to pensions.
We are all focused on the same goal, which is funding and supporting public education.
With most Oklahoma schools closed, makeshift classes sprang up in the middle of the rally.
So right now they're doing AP language, and then they're going to do AP literature in about 20 to 30 minutes. Crazy cool.
Oklahoma lawmakers last week gave teachers a $6,000 raise and $50 million for schools. Teachers say it's far from enough.
How long you planning on being out here? As long as it takes. As long as it takes.
That's Clayton Sandell reporting. Teachers say they will continue to strike until lawmakers vote for more funding, but so far there's no sign that either side is willing to budge. Back here in the Suncoast, Garden Elementary School students getting a surprise when they returned from spring break. Over the break, the school garden was beautifully transformed. The landscaping company helped make all this update possible. Artistry Landscaping sent us this video. They donated material, design, and the labor to the project, and judging from the reaction to the kids, it definitely looks like they are very, very happy with that improved space. That's beautiful. Happening today, the 9th annual Bible Readathon will be held at Centennial Park Gazebo in Venice. The event will feature praise, worship, and music, all led by the Center of Hope. Readings will run around the clock until the entire King James Bible is read. The event begins this evening at 7, and anyone who would like to read from the Bible at the lectern is invited to participate. And if you haven't had a chance to see replicas of Columbus's two famous ships in Venice, the Pinta and Nina, you have one last chance to do so today. The two ships will be pulling up anchor and sailing out tomorrow. Right now they are at Fisherman's Wharf Marina in Venice. You can look from the dock or pay for a guided tour between the hours of 9 and 6 and find more details on our website, mysuncoast.com. Still to come in your Suncoast News, Panera fans listen up. We'll tell you why part of your credit card number may have been stolen in a recent data breach.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Well, I do that.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
Fun for the whole family. The 26th Annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, benefiting special athletes of Sarasota County. Fossil vendors, arts and crafts, food, children's games, and live entertainment with headliners the Gator Creek Band on Friday night, Rockin' Rogues, Maiden Cane, Glass Onion, Kettle of Fish, Paisley Craze, and the Boogeymen. Admission $4, children 12 and under free. Parking is free. The annual Venice Shark's Tooth Festival, April 13th, 14th, and 15th at the Venice Airport Festival Grounds.
The Wild Broadway series brings you Funny Girl. Fanny Bryce dreams of being famous and through sheer guts and determination becomes a star of the Ziegfeld Follies. Playing March 28th through April 15th, it's the songs and story that generations have grown to love. Call the Players Center at 365-2494 or visit us at theplayers.org. Don't rain on my parade. Come see Funny Girl.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing. But sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that. And with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5. Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Temperatures creeping up to that 77-degree mark, creeping up to that 80-degree mark as we head into the next hour or two. It's at 67-degree dew point, which feels kind of sticky out there, and that south-southwest wind continuing to bring the humidity up as well as the temperature as well. 10-mile-an-hour wind right now. We have a mix of sun and clouds out there. Most everywhere you look, temperatures are at or close to the 80-degree mark, or even slightly above in some cases. 81 in Arcadia, 81 in Myakka Parish, Bradenton. We'll see these temperatures in inland areas, I think, probably get pretty close to the mid-80s today, while along the coastline will be pretty close to the 80-degree mark as well, but mid-80s in inland for sure. That'll help develop that sea breeze front that'll help spark a shower or two in inland areas, but keep the coast fairly quiet. 82 we'll go with for the temperature officially at the airport this afternoon. By 3 p.m. we'll have a few scattered showers around, but not necessarily close to the coastline. They'll be well inland, I think. And then by 77, as the showers die off, we'll have a temperature of about 77 degrees. Overnight tonight, temperatures fall into the mid-60s, sort of similar to what they did this morning. I think tomorrow will be a similar kind of day once again, with the exception that in the second half of the day, I think we'll see a little bit more cloud cover around because of a developing frontal system back to the west. Across the peninsula, everything's very quiet right now. We have, across the United States, though, a little bit less than quiet weather. We have, in fact, developing a frontal boundary with a low pressure area attached to it that could have the potential of producing a round of severe weather a little bit later this afternoon as things heat up in the Central Plains and the heartland. We have showers and thunderstorms along a warm front lifting north and a cold front developing showers and thunderstorms along it as well. This whole energy mass moves off to the north and to the east. So even though we are going to get that cold front moving through here, we won't get the potential of severe weather. In fact, cross your fingers because we'll be lucky to even get any rainfall, and we really could use some. A frontal boundary kind of basically washes out as it sinks southward. So as it sinks southward, these rain showers kind of dissipate away. And we only get a very minimal chance of seeing any showers. Frontal boundary comes through tomorrow, but what it will do is bring us some lower humidity air. It'll shift our winds around, draw down that low humidity air from the north, and bring us several days of very comfortable weather. Mostly sunny today with a mix of sun and clouds. This area outlined here in red is now a real hot zone, a moderate risk of severe weather. That's pretty close to as high as you get. I mean, occasionally you will see the Severe Storm Prediction Center outline an area with that kind of a violet color there for the high risk, but that is about as high as you see on a regular basis, and that's for tornadoes as well as large hail, gusty winds all through the Ohio Valley, stretching down into Kentucky and Tennessee and parts of Alabama as well. We don't really have a whole lot of an issue around here in terms of any kind of severe weather risk for the remainder of the week. Look for a southwest wind to become more southerly and lighter this afternoon. Smooth conditions to a light chop on bay and inland waters. And the forecast calls for 82 for today's daytime high temperature, 80 by tomorrow with a few more clouds around. And then as we head into the next several days, sunshine and low humidity air Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Followed by, as we head into Sunday, increasing cloud cover once again with the second front of the week moving in. Second front, I should say, of the 7-day forecast moving in and bringing us that chance of rainfall before some drier air on Monday. Scott?
Okay, John, thank you. In consumer news, all eyes are on Wall Street today after yesterday's big sell-off. The Dow Jones plunging 458 points as tech companies took heavy losses and investors worried about trade tensions with China. The NASDAQ also fell nearly 200 points. The S&P was down 58. So far today, though, the markets are up with the Dow up at last check at 138 points. We'll get the final numbers tonight at 5. Speaking of Wall Street, the much anticipated public listing of Spotify hitting the market today, but don't call it an IPO. That's because it isn't. Spotify is going public without the help of investment bankers or underwriters. The company is not raising any capital. Instead, it will allow its existing shareholders to buy and sell their existing shares on the New York Stock Exchange. Analysts are predicting the price to stabilize between $160 to $220 per share, but of course volatility could be extreme. And a big change coming out of Detroit, where General Motors says it's getting rid of its practice of reporting monthly auto sales. Officials claim it doesn't accurately reflect the company's complex business model. The move will likely shake up markets over time because analysts use those reports to get an overall sense of the auto industry and consumer behavior. And a security breach at Panera, a cybersecurity expert now saying customer data was available on the chain restaurant's website. The report says the leak included names, birthdays, and the last 4 digits of customer credit card numbers. But the breach apparently only affected customers who ordered food on the company's website. The restaurant chain says it has fixed the problem. Still to come in your Suncoast News, how a 14th century masterpiece was discovered in a storage closet. We'll have the story coming up.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 3 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today.
Call 800-457-2317.
Go online or visit a Target store today.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Northland Outdoors is about so much more than the biggest fish or the hottest hunting spots. All across the Northland, there are amazing people with incredible stories to tell. We're going to find those stories and share them with everyone. Join us each and every week as we explore the Northland and experience some of the most exciting outdoor adventures in the country right here in our own backyard. This is Northland Outdoors.
My life motto is keep moving. And as hard as it was when my husband passed away, I knew I had to keep doing what I love. Oops, coming. But I needed help with my insurance, and that's what the NAIC provides. They have resources to help you and your family make the best decision, and they'll help you to keep moving forward, just like me.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
In entertainment news, the revival of Roseanne just set another ratings record following last week's debut. ABC's Jason Nathanson has that and more in today's Showbiz Wrap.
A little snow didn't stop Bill Cosby from showing up to day one of jury selection in his sex assault trial. More than half of potential jurors in Norristown, Pennsylvania, who filled out a questionnaire said they already had an opinion about whether or not Cosby was guilty, and more than 90% said they were already familiar with the case. Jury selection continues this morning. Another ratings record for Roseanne. The numbers are much bigger than previously thought. 18.5 million people watched the premiere of Roseanne last Tuesday night, add another 6.6 million in the first 3 days after the debut. And that's a record. No other show's ever grabbed that many eyeballs 3 days after its initial airing. That means by Friday of last week, more than 25 million people had checked out the Roseanne return. We'll see how many return for the revival tonight on ABC. Speaking of records, another chart record for Drake. His latest single, God's Plan, is #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart for a 10th straight week. Drake is now the only solo male artist in history to have 2 songs spend 10 weeks at #1. One Dance is the other song, and that spent 10 weeks at #1 in 2016. Wonder Woman gets a star today on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. No, it's not Gal Gadot, it's Linda Carter, who played Wonder Woman on the original TV show. Though it's now thought of as iconic, the TV show ran for only 3 seasons from 1975 to 1979. The first season was on ABC, then it moved to CBS. Today, CBS President Les Moonves will speak at the ceremony, along with Wonder Woman movie director Patty Jenkins. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, tonight it's about breaking up, but living together. Jenna Fisher from The Office and Oliver Hudson from Nashville star in a new ABC comedy called Splitting Up Together.
It's a divorced couple, 3 kids, 14, 13, 7-ish, and they financially are unstable, upside down in the house, so they have no choice but to live together and try to cohabitate and raise these kids.
I think that this way of divorcing, which is actually a trend right now called bird nesting, where the kids stay in the family home and the parents rotate in and out, that this way of divorcing might lead them to have an appreciation for one another, of one another, that they might not have had if they had divorced or separated another way.
Splitting Up Together premieres tonight at 9:30 right here on ABC 7. And speaking of splitting up, actor Channing Tatum and his wife, Jenna Dewan Tatum, are calling it quits. The celebrity couple announcing their separation on Instagram after 9 years of marriage. Their statement reads they lovingly decided to go their separate ways, emphasizing no secrets or salacious events led to their split. The couple met while filming the movie Step Up back in 2006 and now have a young daughter. Channing Tatum is lending his voice to the upcoming animated film called Smallfoot, while Jenna Dewan Tatum is currently hosting NBC show World of Dance. Finally, an art center in Iowa is making headlines after finding a 14th century masterpiece stashed away in one of its closets. Apollo and Venus is a painting made by Belgian master Otto van Veen in the late 1500s. The center's executive director was cleaning when he stumbled upon the painting. There are no plans to sell it, but Van Veen's work has sold for as much as $17 million at auctions in the past. And as to why it remained hidden away all these years, they believe the content of the painting was simply too risque when it was donated to the nearby Des Moines Women's Club back in the early 1920s. Wow. What a find, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
You hear stories about that, and you almost can't believe how it could possibly happen, you know, but it does. Pretty amazing stuff.
Glad they found it, yeah.
Nice weather around. Bob will track any showers that come our way on Radar at 5. We want to stay tuned for that.
Okay, John. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again at 5 o'clock. Have a great day.